Today we're covering the Reveal My DNA report, this is group one, and methylation, and why methylation is so important and why it's so impactful on the DNA and how we can use the DNA report to support our methylation process and make some really wonderful health changes in the body. So the first group we see in the DNA report is the APOE differentiation and macro and then micronutrients. Then the next section of the report is methylation. And one of the reasons, because methylation is so important. And we're going to go back to the report in a minute and show you what that looks like. But in the meantime, let's just be clear on what methylation is. So it's the chemical reaction in the body in which small molecule called methyl group gets added to DNA. Wow. Yeah, important to us. Proteins and other molecules. The addition of these methyl groups can affect how some molecules act in the body. For example, methylation of the DNA sequence of a gene may turn the gene off, so it does not make a protein. And changes in the methylation patterns of genes or proteins can affect a person's risk of developing a disease such as cancer. That's why it's very important. So I always like to stress the current health situation of the patient, because the DNA test is not just for long-term health, but also for current health and health risks and current challenges. And that, I believe, should always be stressed and explained to the patient, that this is not just about the faraway future as we age, but really how we're doing right now in life and health. So two of the most researched and understood genes are the MTHFR677 and NTHFR1298 genes. They help determine your folate requirements to assist normal homocysteine levels. High homocysteine levels have been implicated in amyloid buildup, amyloid plaques, DNA damage, and cancer, mitochondrial dysfunction, cardiovascular disease, age-related macular degeneration, apoptosis of neurons, depression, blood clots, inflammation, and dementia, if that's not enough. So obviously you can see it's very important to long-term health, but also how we're feeling today. So we want to make sure that is working well. Other methylation genotypes that the Reveal My DNA test examines is the CBS gene, not just the television gene there, but it lets us know how we can support our own methylation, right? So we have genotypes that relate to the normal folinic acids, for example. And folinic acids are found in folate-rich foods. Certain genotypes need an increased amount of this folinic acid to maintain normal methylation and, in turn, healthy homocysteine levels. You can see that the genotypes are related to normal B vitamin levels. That would be the CBS gene function. And many medications deplete B6, including antibiotics, oral contraceptives, ACE inhibitors, antacids, and proton pump inhibitors. Genotypes related to the normal B12 levels also play an important role in homocysteine. Genotypes related to normal B2 levels, and then they help stabilize that MTHFR gene, and then genotypes related to normal choline and betaine levels. And they both play a crucial role in homocysteine metabolism, especially for those who already have variants in the MTHFR gene. So why is methylation so important? Well, I put DNA expression first because that's near and dear to my heart, because this is a DNA test, right? And conceptually, we are changing the present and therefore changing our future. So embryo development, this is happening immediately in the woman. Cellular energy production, that's everybody every day. Neurotransmitter synthesis, that's everybody every day. Hormone production and metabolism, everybody every day. Inflammation and immune response, how we're feeling now, and then obviously inflammation into the future. Conversion of the amino acid homocysteine into another amino acid called methionine, This helps keep cholesterol levels balanced and reduce the risk for cardiovascular problems. And then the important of nutrients from one diet into active vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. We've got the genotype for that. We got fat metabolism, the stress response, the fear, flight or fight response, and detoxification, supporting the liver, and that may help eliminate heavy metals, hormones, toxins, and chemicals. So how is methylation inhibited? So first of all, you see the compounds there: alcohol, cigarettes, and other drugs, pharmaceutical and recreational, that take a toll on the liver, which is responsible for cleaning your body of these substances. When liver function suffers due to damage and inflammation, methylation is disrupted. The Reveal My DNA test shows us specifically which nutrients are needed based on our genotypes to enhance or normalize methylation. So you can either, get it back to normal or improve upon it, and that's very important. Some prescription and over-the-counter medications can further deplete already low folate levels or interfere with methylation. Poor diet, deficient in many nutrients, essential foods, presents itself with a genotype that shows increased need for specific nutrients. And how do we improve methylation? Now, certainly, this is the most important part, right? So you find out which genotypes need which things to enhance methylation. Now, how can we effectively improve them? So we find out which genotype you are. Then we will tell us exactly what we need every day. The vitamins and dietary recommendations are listed. We're going to see that in a minute. The guesswork is over and your list is provided. And you can select the healthy foods and nutrients support normal methylation. So, just to sum it up, methylation is a metabolic process that switches genes on and off and repairs our DNA. It also affects nutrient conversions through enzyme interactions. Roles that methylation has include assisting in immune response, cardiovascular health, hormone and neurotransmitter production, and much more. This process relies on other enzymes and nutrients in your body, especially folate and B vitamins. If you can't properly absorb these nutrients, which can happen if you have the MTHFR mutation, methylation therefore suffers. It's important to support the methylation to improve overall health and prevent issues related to your energy, mood, brain health, and sleep. To do this, eat a nutrient-dense diet, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and take high-quality nutrients that can act as methyl donors. So now I'd like to just show you the report and see how this comes into play once you get that Reveal My DNA report back for you, your patients. Here we go. So like I said, we get through the top of the report, which is up here, kind of introduction, APOE, macronutrients, micronutrients, and then importantly, methylation. Here we go. So we talked about all these things. This is what the report will tell us. If we have an average, increased, or high need for different substances, in this case, it's a little bigger, everybody. For in this case, folate, and you can see that this person has a high need, a genotype combination that has a higher than average requirement for folate to mean healthy homocysteine levels. Now this will, if these come up high, I'll show you this here. You can note it, but it is already notated for you. So when you come here, when you're going through the micronutrient section, if I can find it. Folate's already here, high. And so it's just repetitively telling you so we don't miss it. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to, but you can see the foods rich in folate, as well as the amount of what we're looking for to support methylation for this person. You see there's a lot of very important reasons they'd want to have foods rich in folate. Now, if that weren't enough, to understand that's important, there's more redundancy in the test built in. So here it is again, second time it's telling you folate is needed, right? And check if you're getting enough folate. So up above the micronutrients, right here in the methylation section. And then it comes up again as we get down to our foods. And it tells us right here, folate. And again, the foods that are very rich, this is not the only foods, but these are foods that are very rich in folate. So people can start here as you start to change their diet and try to increase their daily amount of folate. And you might say, well, do you like collard greens? Say, no, they're, I don't really like the consistency. They might be too bitter for them. How it beets? No, I don't really like that flavor. Peas? No, not going to eat the black eyed peas. All right. How about strawberries? Yes, that I can do. Okay. So hummus, chickpeas, find them where they can meet you to get their best outcomes. All right. So next is, back to methylation. Folinic acid. It's a second type of folate found in folate-rich foods. Again, this person's fine with it, but some people increase in high need, and then it'll be down in their food chart. Foods they should eating to support the methylation. Next is B6. Now, some people have a combination of genotypes related to B6 serum levels that are low. And therefore, this person, as you can see, they have a high need for B6, a higher than average requirement for B6 to maintain healthy methylation and homocysteine levels. So here are some good foods. And then unfiltered fermented drinks, that could be something like kombucha. And then many medications that we talked about earlier can deplete B6. So they have to be wary of that. And if they are on any of these medications, they need to increase their B6 levels. That can be through diet or supplementation. Next is B12 right here. This person has average need, but if they had a high need, it'd be right here. It would say you would have a high need for B12, and here would be some foods and strategies around supporting B12. It would also be down in their food section and up above in their micronutrient section. So we won't miss it if they need it. Next is B2, riboflavin. So B2 plays a special role in stabilizing that MTHFR gene, which we know is super important for methylation anyway. So the genotype is associated with a higher than average requirement, and they find that other than supplementing, it's highest in liver, lamb, fish, yogurt, and mushrooms. Methylation, choline and betaine. Choline and betaine play a crucial role in homocysteine metabolism, especially for those with variants in MTHFR. And so you can see this person definitely has a need. It can manifest as memory issues, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, anxiety, neurological disorders, breast cancer, histamine issues, gallbladder issues, and SIBO, so gut health. Choline may be depleted by nighttime pain relievers, antihistamines, sleep aids, antidepressants, incontinence drugs, and narcotic pain relievers. Also, intense endurance exercise depletes choline levels. And increasing phosphatidylcholine has been found to improve exercise capacity during high-intensity cycling and running, as well as reducing muscle soreness. So it's a wonderful nutrient. And then down below, it'll tell us where else we can find choline. Excuse me. Synthetic folic acid. So this is the last thing in the methylation section. It tells us if we have a genetic risk, a genotype for folate metabolism pathways affect metabolism of synthetic folic acid, leading to higher circulating levels. And if this comes up, when possible, avoid foods and drinks fortified with folic acid supplements that use synthetic folic acid. So if you need a folate, you have to, and they also have a slight or high risk here. You want supplements that use the methylated folate form or folinic acid as better options, or food-based supplementation. And just so again, we are clear with that. Basically wherever you're going to find, I want to show a couple things. Choline, first of all, free range chickens, beef, liver, heart, chicken, wild caught, bacon, edamame are all incredibly rich sources of choline. Eggs, just being such a good source. And then folinic acid is found in all these foods as well. So that is the methylation section of our Reveal My DNA test. If you have any questions, throw it in the chat. Happy to answer. And if not, in 2 weeks, we are going to be covering the next group, which is sorry. We've been through this in a while. It's going to be, believe, toxins. No, it is not. It is hormone support. So next, in 2 weeks from now, we're going to be doing hormone support and mental health and cognitive performance. That'll be on Thursday, September 19th. All right. Well, thanks for joining, and see everybody in 2 weeks.